I just survived my very first hammock camping trip, and I wanted to discuss my tarp that I used for the rain protection. It rained a fairly light rain most of the night last night, and the tarp performed quite well. So I know that watching a guy sew is extremely boring, because I watched a few videos on how to sew hammock tarps. So I'm going to cut this down really short and just give you each step that I performed to get this sewn, and then when that's over, you'll get to see more of the tarp. So let's check it out. Sil nylon is crazy slippery, so I taped it to the floor to make sure it didn't move around. Then I doubled back the 7.5 yards of sil nylon so that it was touching the original corners, and then I squared that up and also used tape to hold those corners on top of the old corners. Then I made sure everything was straight and squared up, and then used scissors to cut down the end of that piece, which gave two identical pieces. I sewed those two pieces together, the ridge line. I hung a string from a piece of cardboard to make a catenary curve, and then traced that with a magic marker to cut out. Then I measured where I wanted the catenary curves to be, and then used that cardboard cutout as a guide to trim out that catenary curve. I sewed all edges together and reinforced the corners, which I forgot to film. I apologize for that. And then cut some webbing. And then used a flame to melt that pieces together. And then I sewed D-rings onto that webbing, and then I attached that to the corners that had been reinforced. After that, used some water-based sealant. The reinforced corners worked very well. Having these large D-rings was nice to attach this cordage to, and used some titanium stakes down here to get things taut. And those catenary curves have really done well to get this cinched down nice and tight. I did have one small leak on the ridge line up here, and it's where I was sewing and accidentally pulled in some of the side, and it's just leaked right there. So I need to get some silicone-based sealant and get that ridge line coated really well. And as far as the attachment to the tree, where I had used these 4 different sewing points here, helped out a lot. And we just used some of this really thin am steel to get that attached to the tree. So it has performed very well, and if you're looking to save anywhere from $30 to $50, sewing this yourself can definitely do that. So I definitely recommend it. If you have some great tips on improving my sewing skills, write that down below. And if you like the looks of this tarp, give the video a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.